Hey Vikings fans! Skol! Baby, the 2025 NFL offseason is heating up, and our Minnesota Vikings are making waves, or maybe stirring up some questions. Are we ready to dominate the NFC North again, or are there cracks in the plan? Today, we're diving into the latest Vikings news, zooming in on the safety position and some juicy contract details. Buckle up, because we've got a wild ride ahead with a big question. Is our secondary set for success, or are we gambling with the future? Let's break it down in 10 electrifying segments. Stick around and let me know in the comments what you think about our Vikings moves. The 2024-25 season was a purple-powered dream. 14 wins, 3 losses, and the number 2 spot in the NFC North. We were a force, riding high with Sam Darnold's magic arm before J.J. McCarthy steps into the QB spotlight for 2025-26. But here's the teaser that's got me pacing. Did we drop the ball on our safety position? With big moves in free agency and the draft, the Vikings went all in, but whispers about our secondary are getting louder. Are we built to last, or are we one injury away from trouble? Let's unpack this. The safety spot is under the microscope, and fans are buzzing about whether we've planned enough for the future. Harrison Smith, our legend, is back on a 1-year deal, and Josh Metellus is holding it down. But with big changes looming, let's dive into the first piece of this puzzle. What's the state of our safety squad? Harrison Smith, the heart and soul of our defense, is back for 2025 with a 1-year contract. At 36, he's still a tackling machine, racking up 78 tackles and 2 interceptions last season. But here's the kicker. This could be his final ride. The Vikings need a successor, and fans are wondering, have we done enough to secure the future of our secondary? Josh Metellus stepped up big in 2024, with 91 tackles and a knack for making plays. He's a versatile beast, but is he enough to anchor the safety spot long-term? The Vikings didn't make a splash at safety in free agency, and that's raising eyebrows. What's the plan when Smith hangs up his cleats? I'm feeling a mix of pride and nerves here. Smith and Metellus are studs, but depth is a question mark. What do you think? Should we trust the front office, or are we rolling the dice? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk about a name that's been floating around: Camryn Bynum. Recent chatter suggested he signed a massive 4-year, $60 million deal with the Colts. But hold the phone. That's not true. Bynum is still a Viking, and thank goodness, because he's a cornerstone. In 2024, he snagged a career-high 3 interceptions and was a starter since 2022. The mix-up might have come from speculation about his future, especially since he's in a contract year for 2025. Losing Bynum would have been a gut punch. He's young, hungry, and perfect for Brian Flores' aggressive defensive schemes. So why the rumors? Are we sleeping on securing him long-term? This feels like a wake-up call. Bynum's a gem, and we need to lock him up before someone else does. What's your take? Should we pay up for Bynum, or is Metellus the future? Hit the comments. Speaking of Brian Flores, our defensive coordinator is hyped about the 2025 squad. He's raving about both new additions and returning players like Bynum and Metellus. The Vikings spent big to bolster the trenches, signing studs like DT Jonathan Allen and guard Will Fries. But the secondary? That's where the plot thickens. Flores loves his versatile safeties, often moving them around like chess pieces. Bynum and Metellus give him flexibility, but without a clear successor for Smith, we're banking on Flores' genius to mask any gaps. Can he keep working miracles? I'm pumped about Flores' energy, but I'm sweating the safety depth. What about you? Do you trust Flores to scheme around any weaknesses, or do we need another playmaker? Let's hear it. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture. The Vikings led the NFC in free agency spending, with about $23.5 million in cap space still left, per over the cap. That's middle of the pack, but here's the catch. We're projected to be $61 million in the hole for 2026. Ouch! That could limit our options for signing a safety next offseason. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, our GM, got an extension, so he's got job security to make bold moves. But with only 4 draft picks in 2025 and a tight cap next year, planning for the safety spot feels like a high-stakes game. Are we ready, Or are we playing catch-up? This cap situation has me nervous. Should we splurge now on a safety or save for 2026? What's your strategy, Vikings fans? Drop it in the comments. Now let's talk draft. The Vikings made waves by grabbing Ohio State's Donovan Jackson in the first round to anchor the offensive line. Smart move to protect J.J. McCarthy, but no safeties were drafted, leaving fans like me wondering about the secondary's future. Could we see a rookie safety step up in 2026 if Smith retires? Relying on a rookie starter could be risky, especially with Flores' complex schemes. The 2025 draft was about the trenches, but the safety position feels like an afterthought. I'm torn, love the O-line focus, but the safety gap is glaring. Do you think we should have drafted a young safety, or is the current crew enough? Sound off below. Rumors are swirling about potential trades to bolster the secondary. One name popping up is Cleveland's Greg Newsome II, a cornerback who could slide into a hybrid safety role. With Cleveland tight on cap space, he might be available. CBS Sports suggested he'd be a perfect fit for our secondary woes. Imagine Newsome II joining Bynum and Metellus. What a trio! But trading for him would cost draft picks, and we're already thin there. Is it worth the gamble, or should we stick with what we've got? This trade idea has me dreaming big. What do you think? Pull the trigger on Newsome or stay the course? Let's get those comments rolling. Another wild rumor? The Vikings were linked to a blockbuster involving Tyreek Hill. Yeah, that Tyreek Hill. Imagine him and Justin Jefferson torching defenses while Bynum and Metellus lock down the back end. It's a pipe dream, but it shows the ambition in Minnesota. Hill would make life easier for J.J. McCarthy, but it doesn't solve the safety question. Plus, that cap hit? Yikes. Still, it's fun to dream about a superstar addition. Would you trade for a big name like Hill or focus on defense? This rumor got my heart racing. What's your dream Vikings move? Share it in the comments. Training camp is just weeks away, kicking off July 26th in Eagan with 12 open practices. It's our first chance to see how Bynum, Metellus, and Smith gel with the new-look defense. Will Flores' schemes hide any depth issues, or will cracks show? The vibe in camp will set the tone for 2025. With J.J. McCarthy taking the reins and the secondary under scrutiny, all eyes will be on the safeties. Can they shut down the doubters? I'm counting the days. Who's hyped for training camp? What do you want to see from our safeties? Drop your predictions below. Let's talk about the fan base. You guys, Vikings fans are buzzing on X, with some worried about the safety position and others hyped for Bynum's potential breakout year. One post from @Vikings fanpage suggested we might not pay Bynum big money, which sparked debate. The fanbase is split. Some trust Kwesi's plan, while others want a long-term safety solution now. With $23.5 million in cap space, we've got wiggle room for 2025, but 2026 is looming. What side are you on? I'm all in on keeping Bynum, but I want to hear from you. Are we set at safety, or do we need a big move? Let's get this debate going in the comments. Alright, Vikings faithful, we've covered the safety saga, from Bynum's future to Smith's final chapter. The 2025 season is our chance to prove the doubters wrong. But the clock's ticking on our secondary plans. Will we soar to a Super Bowl, or will the safety spot haunt us? Skol Nation, I need you to bring the energy. Smash that like button if you're hyped for 2025. Drop a comment with your boldest Vikings prediction, and subscribe to join the Purple Pride. Share this with your fellow fans. Let's get US Bank Stadium rocking. Stay tuned for more Vikings news and updates as we charge toward training camp. Skol Vikings. Let's make 2025 our year.